Adam arrived at the tall glass building before the sun fully rose. The city was quiet at that hour, and the streets still held the night air. Adam pushed his cleaning cart through the main doors with calm steps. He had done this same routine every morning for 3 years. The building felt familiar to him, like a second home. He knew which floors creaked and which lights took time to turn on. He worked quietly because silence made his thoughts easier to manage. Adam was a single father, and his life was shaped by responsibility. His young son Leo waited at home every evening with questions and smiles. Adam worked hard because Leo depended on him for everything. He cleaned floors and wiped desks with care because this job paid the rent. He never complained because complaining did not change bills or hunger. He believed that honest work always carried its own quiet pride. That morning felt heavier than usual. Adam sensed tension in the air as he reached the upper floors. The offices looked perfect, but the mood felt sharp and cold. Workers passed him without greeting, and their faces showed stress. A major business deal had failed during the night. Everyone in the building felt the pressure coming from the top. The top floor belonged to Maya, the company leader. Maya was known for her strong control and serious nature. She walked fast and spoke directly without softness. Many people respected her power but feared her temper. She had built her success through long hours and strict discipline. Her life looked perfect from the outside but felt empty inside. Adam cleaned the hallway outside her office with careful movements. He placed a warning sign on the floor to keep people safe. The floor shined under the bright lights like glass. Adam stepped back to check his work with professional pride. At that moment Maya stepped out of her office. Her phone was pressed to her ear and her voice was tense. She ended the call sharply and took one step forward. Her shoe slid slightly on the freshly cleaned floor. She caught herself, but her anger rose instantly. Her eyes locked onto Adam with cold focus. She accused him of carelessness without listening. Adam calmly pointed to the warning sign beside the wall. He explained that the floor was still drying. His voice remained respectful and steady. Maya did not hear his words because frustration filled her mind. She spoke about standards and mistakes with sharp tone. She said the building demanded perfection from everyone. Adam listened without interrupting. He knew arguing would not help his situation. He offered to fix anything that needed attention. Maya stared at him for a long moment. The weight of her failed deal pressed heavily on her chest. She needed control and chose him as the outlet. She told him that he was no longer needed. She said he should leave immediately. The hallway went silent after her words. Adam felt the shock travel through his body slowly. He thought about his son waiting for him later that day. He thought about rent and food and school supplies. Despite the pain, he kept his posture calm. He said he understood and accepted the decision. His quiet response surprised even himself. Maya turned away and returned to her office without another glance. Adam finished cleaning the area out of habit and respect for his work. He returned his equipment and signed the exit sheet. As he stepped into the elevator, he felt a deep heaviness. The doors closed and the building rose downward around him. Adam reminded himself that his son needed strength, not fear. He planned how to explain the situation honestly at home. He promised himself he would find another way forward. Inside her office, Maya leaned against her desk. Her breathing felt shallow and uneven. She blamed stress and ignored the warning signs. The room felt too warm and her vision blurred slightly. She rubbed her temples and tried to steady herself. Suddenly, a sharp pain tightened in her chest. Her breath shortened and her legs weakened. Her phone slipped from her hand onto the floor. She tried to call out, but no sound came. The office door remained closed and silent. Maya collapsed beside her desk, unseen and unheard. Her world faded as darkness crept closer. Time passed without mercy. At the same moment, the elevator reached the ground floor. Adam stepped out but paused suddenly. He realized he had forgotten something upstairs. In his locker rested a drawing from Leo. The picture showed a father and son holding hands. That drawing gave Adam strength on hard days. He decided to go back for it. The elevator doors opened again and carried him upward. Adam did not know that this simple choice mattered greatly. He did not know that someone needed him more than ever. Adam stepped out of the elevator on the upper floor with a quiet feeling in his chest. The hallway looked the same but felt different to him now. He walked toward the lockers where workers kept their belongings. His footsteps echoed softly against the polished floor. The building seemed unusually still and empty. Adam reached his locker and opened it slowly. Inside lay his jacket and the folded drawing from his son. He held the paper carefully, as if it were something fragile. The simple lines and smiling faces gave him comfort. He slipped the drawing into his pocket and turned to leave. As he walked back toward the elevator, he noticed something strange. The door to the top office stood slightly open. A faint sound reached his ears like a weak breath. Adam stopped and listened more closely. The sound came again, low and uneven. His heart began to beat faster. Adam knew the building was mostly empty at this hour. He stepped closer to the open door with caution. He called out softly to see if anyone was inside. There was no answer, but the sound continued. Adam pushed the door open wider and looked inside. He saw Maya lying on the floor near her desk. Her face looked pale, and her body was still. Adam rushed to her side without hesitation. Fear and urgency filled his mind. He knelt beside her and checked for signs of life. Her breathing was weak and uneven. Her eyes were closed and her skin felt cold. Adam felt panic rising but forced himself to stay calm. He knew that panic would not help anyone. Adam remembered basic safety steps he had learned long ago. He spoke her name, hoping she would respond. There was no movement from her body. He looked around the room for a phone. Her phone lay on the floor nearby. Adam picked it up with shaking hands. His fingers struggled as he tried to unlock it. He managed to call for emergency help. He explained the situation clearly and slowly. The voice on the line told him to stay with her. Adam placed the phone on speaker and followed instructions carefully. He adjusted her position so she could breathe better. He spoke to her in a calm voice even though she did not respond. He told her help was coming and she was not alone. He hoped his voice reached her somewhere deep inside. Time felt stretched and heavy in that quiet office. Adam focused on each breath she took. Her breathing grew weaker and more shallow. Fear pressed against his chest like a weight. He refused to step away. Adam leaned closer, trying to keep her breathing steady. He did what he could with care and urgency. His actions were guided by instinct and responsibility. He thought of his son and the promise he made to protect life. That promise pushed him forward. Maya stirred slightly as if trapped between worlds. Her lips parted and a faint breath escaped. Adam stayed close, speaking gently to her. He told her to keep breathing and stay strong. His words carried hope even when his hands shook. Minutes passed like hours. The sound of distant sirens finally reached the building. Relief washed over Adam, but he stayed focused. He continued helping until help arrived. He did not leave her side. The emergency team entered the office quickly. They took control with calm efficiency. Adam stepped back but remained nearby. He watched as they worked to stabilize her. They asked him what had happened. Adam explained everything honestly and clearly. The team nodded and continued their work. They lifted Maya carefully onto a stretcher. She was still unconscious but breathing more steadily. Adam felt his knees weaken with relief. As they prepared to leave, one of them turned to Adam. They told him his quick actions mattered. They said staying and helping made a difference. Those words stayed with him deeply. Adam nodded quietly, unable to speak. The team wheeled Maya out of the office. The hallway filled with movement and noise. Then suddenly it was quiet again. Adam stood alone in the office doorway. His hands trembled as the tension faded. He looked around the room he had cleaned many times. Now it felt different and personal. He noticed framed awards and neat shelves. He realized how lonely the space felt. Success filled the room but warmth did not. Adam picked up Maya's phone and placed it on the desk. He straightened the chair and closed the open drawer. Old habits guided his actions. Cleaning and caring felt natural to him. Then he remembered he no longer worked here. That thought brought a sharp ache to his chest. He wondered what would happen next. He wondered if anyone would believe his role. He wondered how he would explain this day to his son. Questions crowded his mind. Downstairs people gathered as news spread. Whispers filled the lobby. Some looked at Adam with curiosity. Others looked with surprise and confusion. No one yet knew the full truth. Adam left the building quietly once more. The morning sun now shone brightly outside. Life continued as if nothing had changed. But Adam knew everything had. This moment connected two lives forever. At the hospital, Maya was rushed into care. Doctors worked to stabilize her condition. Her life balanced on fragile moments. She remained unconscious but alive. Time became her greatest test. Back at home, Leo waited unaware. Adam walked toward the bus stop slowly. His body felt exhausted, but his mind stayed alert. He knew this story was not over. It was only moving into its next chapter. Maya opened her eyes slowly as soft light filled the room. The air smelled clean and quiet machines hummed nearby. Her body felt heavy and weak as if time had passed without her knowing. She tried to move her hand, but strength came slowly. Voices drifted around her, gentle and controlled. A nurse noticed her eyes opening and stepped closer. She spoke calmly and told Maya she was safe. Maya tried to speak, but her throat felt dry. The nurse offered water and helped her sip slowly. Maya's mind struggled to piece together memories. Fragments returned in flashes of pain and confusion. She remembered stress and anger and the hallway. She remembered standing outside her office. Then everything faded into darkness. Fear crept into her chest as questions formed. The nurse explained that she had collapsed at work. She said someone had found her in time. Maya listened closely, feeling her heart beat stronger. She asked who had helped her. The nurse paused, then answered honestly. She said it was the janitor who stayed and helped. She said his actions kept Maya alive until help arrived. Those words struck Maya deeper than pain. Her mind replayed the memory of firing him. Shame settled heavily over her chest. Maya turned her face toward the window. Sunlight filtered through thin curtains. She felt exposed and small in that moment. For the first time in years she felt fragile. Power meant nothing in that bed. Hours passed as doctors checked her condition. They explained she would recover with rest and care. They warned her about stress and ignored signals. Maya listened carefully this time. Every word felt personal and real. When the room finally grew quiet, Maya closed her eyes. Her thoughts turned toward the man she had wronged. She remembered his calm voice and respectful posture. She remembered how easily she dismissed his life. That memory hurt more than the illness. At the same time, Adam sat at home beside Leo. They shared a simple meal at the small table. Leo talked about school and drawings. Adam listened, but his mind wandered. The events of the day weighed heavily. Leo noticed his father seemed tired and quiet. He asked if something was wrong. Adam smiled gently and said he had a long day. He did not share the fear or chaos. He wanted his son to feel safe. That night, Adam lay awake staring at the ceiling. Thoughts raced through his mind without rest. He worried about money and work. He worried about what would come next. Yet he felt peace knowing he had done right. The next morning, Adam received a phone call. The number was unfamiliar and formal. A calm voice asked him to confirm his name. The caller explained they were calling from the hospital. Adam felt his heart tighten. They asked him to come in if possible. They said Maya wished to speak with him. Adam hesitated, unsure of what to expect. He agreed after a moment of thought. He told Leo he would return soon. Adam arrived at the hospital with slow steps. The building felt different from the office tower. It held fear and hope together. He checked in and followed directions quietly. His hands felt cold as he walked. When Adam entered the room, Maya turned her head. Their eyes met for the first time since that morning. Silence filled the space between them. Maya struggled to sit up slightly. Adam stepped forward with caution. She spoke his name softly. Her voice carried weakness and sincerity. She thanked him for saving her life. The words came slowly but honestly. Adam listened without speaking. Maya's eyes filled with emotion she rarely showed. She apologized for firing him. She admitted her anger controlled her actions. She said she saw him clearly now. Those words felt heavy and real. Adam responded calmly and without bitterness. He said he did what anyone should do. He said life mattered more than jobs or anger. His voice held no blame. That surprised Maya deeply. Maya looked at him with new understanding. She saw strength where she once saw silence. She saw character where she once saw position. Tears slipped quietly down her face. She did not hide them. She asked about his life and his son. Adam spoke simply and honestly. He described Leo and their small home. He spoke about responsibility and hope. Maya listened with full attention. For the first time Maya felt truly connected to another person. The walls she built around herself felt thin. She realized how empty her world had been. Money and control had replaced compassion. This moment changed her deeply. Before Adam left, Maya made a request. She asked him to return once she recovered. She said she wanted to make things right. Adam nodded but made no promises. Trust would take time. As Adam left the hospital, he felt lighter. The sun outside felt warmer than before. He did not know what the future held. But he knew truth had surfaced. And truth had power. Back in her room, Maya closed her eyes again. She reflected on how close she came to losing everything. She knew her life would not be the same. Gratitude filled the space where pride once lived. Change had begun within her heart. Weeks passed slowly as Maya recovered under careful medical watch. Her strength returned step by step through patience and rest. Doctors allowed her to walk short distances within the hospital halls. Each step reminded her how fragile life truly was. She no longer ignored silence or warning signs. During those weeks Maya spent long hours thinking. She thought about her past choices and harsh decisions. She thought about the way she treated people beneath her rank. Faces she once ignored now filled her thoughts. One face returned again and again in her mind. Adam returned to his routine at home with Leo. Life continued with school mornings and simple dinners. Adam searched for work quietly and without complaint. Some days hope felt close and other days it felt distant. Still he stayed strong for his son. Leo noticed small changes in his father. Adam smiled more gently and listened more closely. He carried a calm pride in his chest. Leo felt safe even without knowing why. Their bond grew stronger through shared time. One morning Adam received another call. This time the voice was familiar and respectful. It was Maya speaking from the hospital. She asked if they could meet again. Adam agreed after careful thought. They met in a quiet garden outside the hospital. Fresh air filled the space with calm energy. Maya walked slowly but steadily toward him. Adam stood waiting with relaxed posture. There was no fear between them now. Maya thanked him again with sincerity. She spoke about how the experience changed her. She admitted she had lived without balance or kindness. She said nearly losing her life opened her eyes. Her words carried truth, not pride. She told Adam she had reviewed his work record. She discovered his dedication and consistency. She learned how long he had worked without complaint. That knowledge humbled her deeply. She apologized once more without excuses. Maya then offered him his job back. But it was not the same position. She offered him a role with respect and fair pay. She said she wanted him to grow, not remain unseen. Adam listened quietly. Adam thanked her for the offer. He said he appreciated the apology. He spoke honestly about trust and dignity. He said he needed time to decide. Maya respected his answer. Days passed as Adam thought carefully. He discussed the decision with Leo gently. He explained the importance of respect at work. Leo listened with wisdom beyond his years. He told his father to choose what felt right. Adam realized the offer was not just a job. It was a chance to change something bigger. He believed in honest work and fair treatment. He believed people deserved second chances. That belief guided his choice. Adam accepted the offer under clear conditions. He asked for fair treatment for all workers. He asked for better understanding within the company. Maya agreed without hesitation. She welcomed his honesty. When Maya returned to work, the building felt different. She walked slower and listened more. She greeted workers by name when possible. Fear no longer ruled her leadership. Respect began to grow. Adam returned to the building with quiet confidence. Workers noticed the change immediately. Whispers turned into smiles and relief. Hope spread quietly across the floors. A new chapter had begun. Maya and Adam worked together with mutual respect. They did not pretend the past never happened. They used it as a lesson instead. Trust grew through actions, not words. The workplace transformed slowly but steadily. Outside of work, Adam focused on Leo. Their evenings were filled with laughter and stories. Leo proudly told others about his father. Adam felt fulfilled beyond money. Life felt balanced. One afternoon, Maya invited Adam to her office. She showed him a new policy she had written. It focused on care and fairness for all staff. She asked for his opinion sincerely. Adam offered thoughtful feedback. Maya realized leadership did not mean control alone. It meant responsibility for lives and futures. She felt grateful for the lesson learned. She felt grateful for the man who saved her. Gratitude shaped her daily choices. Months later, the company gained praise for its culture. Workers felt valued and heard. Success followed naturally without fear. Maya led with humility and strength. Adam stood as a symbol of integrity. One quiet evening, Maya walked past the hallway once again. She remembered the moment that changed everything. She paused and breathed deeply. Life had given her a second chance. She chose to honor it every day. Adam returned home that night to Leo waiting at the door. The child held a new drawing proudly. It showed a tall building filled with smiling people. At the center stood a father and son holding hands. Adam smiled with quiet joy. This story did not end with power or pride. It ended with growth and understanding. Two lives crossed paths through hardship. Both emerged stronger and wiser. And the lesson remained forever.